Hey guys, I'm Pranav and you're watching the Mado Videos podcast by Guch. Today is the 16th episode of the MOV podcast, and today we have a very special guest, Scindia Balasingh from Freshworks. She leads partner marketing at Freshworks. It's a great pleasure to have someone like that talk about a topic that is so important and often like most people end up not paying attention to it. Like we'd like to like learn more today. I think I'm going to be picking a lot of points from Cynthia, and I hope you guys also end up gaining some knowledge from this session. I don't want to waste a lot of time on doing this introduction. I'd rather quickly add Cynthia to the podcast and let's get started. Hey Cynthia, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you so
Hi,
much for
Pranav.
taking up time. Thank you for joining us on the MOB podcast.
It's my pleasure.
Awesome. I'd like to get started quickly. So before we get into the actual discussion, uh, I would have liked to introduce you a little better than I have done. I don't think so. I've done a very good job at it. So I would like you to help me out here. Uh, Please tell me a little bit about yourself and your background and what you do right now.
Yeah. Thank you, Pranav. Once again, thanks for having me here. It's my absolute pleasure to be here. And uh, it's an amazing topic which we are discussing today, which is very relevant in the current situation, especially.
Yeah.
Those who don't know me, I'm Scindia Balasingh. I head global partnerships marketing at Freshworks. Prior to this, I was heading marketing at Reddington. In both these roles, the very special thing and the special opportunity which I got is I built the team from the scratch. Not many will get this opportunity, right? So in both this function, I was the first member and grown the team from zero to somewhere. And here in Freshworks, still we are trying to do that. Prior to Reddington, I was with Blue Star. There only I started my marketing career and I learned all the basics of marketing there. ATL, BTL, you call it anything, partner marketing, everything. I started from Blue Star. Qualification, I'm a BTech IT engineer with an MBA grad in of marketing and operations.
Very nice.
As a person, I love to interact with people, big chatterbox. I can't sit idle in a place, and I love to read Tamil
We,
poetry.
we've been chatting a lot before the podcast leading to
Yes,
this session.
you'll
I've
never see
enjoyed
me
all the
here.
chats.
Yeah,
I've
I know.
enjoyed all the chats. Very honestly,
Thank
it's
you.
been an absolute pleasure. Not many guests that come on the podcast are able to spend so much time, and I really appreciate the amount of efforts that you put in to ensure that we get everything right that led to this session. And so, thank you so much. But I'd like to quickly start on from this question, which is can you explain for the uninitiated what is partner marketing and what is its importance in B2B SaaS?
Sure. See, a simple definition for a partner marketing is when you do your co-marketing activities with or through a partner is partner marketing. There are two types of partnerships model broadly. One is channel partnerships and second is technology partnerships. I had technology partnerships in Freshworks. In Reddington, I was looking after channel partnerships. So
Okay.
when you wanted to have a geo reach, any brand who wanted to have geo expansion, go to tier two, tier three cities, have a wider reach, they cannot escape from channel partnerships model. They need to adapt to it.
Yeah.
But tech partnerships is even more special. Especially in SaaS B2B organization. Today, the SaaS has no barriers. You will not be able to build a monolithic software or a complete product suite that suits all your customer needs. So you
Yeah.
definitely need to identify your product gaps and pick up right technology partners who will be able to fulfill the product gap and give as a solution to the customers. So it is very, very important to have technology partnerships in SaaS organization. So that's what I'm into. So I go with right partners. We do co-marketing activities and we present the solution to our customers. That is the important part. The
Right.
importance, why it is so important is because in a two angle. One, there is a stat. if more than one app or the integration is being adopted by any customer, the chances of them getting churned will be reduced by 50%. If more than two apps they adapt, then chances of them getting churned out will be reduced by 75%, which is a big problem in SaaS industry today, right? One hand you will be acquiring customer, in one hand backdoor you will lose customers, right? So retention
Yeah,
is a big
it's like
challenge.
sand slipping out from your fist. So
Yeah,
easily.
your net customer is always a challenge. So it's very important to tightly integrate with the business process of your customers. For that, they need to download more apps and integration. So this
Yeah.
is an existing customer role. When you wanted to acquire new customers, today's challenge, as you know, why we are talking about videos and everything, because the CPL is way too higher in digital marketing, right? So it is, any marketer will agree with me, in the last couple of years, it would have been easily gone up by 40%. So
Yes.
again, tech partnerships will help you to create content which is solution oriented. So this
Yes.
will bring organic traffic more, as well as your CPL will go down, because the whole campaign cost will be split between you and your partner, because you both are going after same persona and same type of campaign. So the effort and the cost is split into half, but the leads are double. So that's the specialty about tech partnerships. That is why it is very important. It is highly emerging. In Freshworks alone, we have 1,000 plus apps in our marketplace. And more than 100 partners, we do constant co-marketing activities. So it is very important in that way, Pranav.
That's such a huge scale for any company to aspire to have, rather. Like I think Freshworks and Girish both have been like I think the leaders and people that I think every SaaS entrepreneur in India especially looks up to. And of course, he's made us proud globally as well. Freshworks has uh, been noticed and has done so well over the last few years uh, that I mean, we all are like super proud to. First of all, like that's what I'm really happy that we have someone from Freshworks today on the podcast. So thank you so much again. But again, Kami, I think you brought up a very important point that like this partner marketing, what it also does is actually splits your cost, like reduces your cost of doing a particular marketing activity, right? So when you would have done the marketing of your own product, say you would have spent say X amount of rupees and or dollars rather, and you would have in this case another partner who's willing to split that cost with you. I don't
Correct.
know what that split is going to be. It could be a 50-50, and you could tell me more. I want to know, how do you first of all convince one of your partners to get on board and do something like this? I can see the value, I can totally understand, but again, you have to also the idea is to convince the person on the other side as well that hey, this is something that we could do together, and both the brands can benefit. One, the second point being, if you end up doing that, you also have access to each other's audiences now, right?
Correct.
A new set of audience opens up for your product, whereas you open up your audience that chat. Can you walk me through that? How do you actually convince someone on the other side to get on board, and how do you choose the right partner?
Correct. So, how do you choose the right partner? Answers the previous question which you asked, is it? So, first of all, you need to ensure that your target personas and your partner's target personas are same. That is very important. Somebody who is going after HR and you are going after support head will not be a right fit, right? So first you need to understand what is your target persona and what is your partner's target persona. If it is same, then it makes sense. And second, whether the product gap is really in need. For example, for Freshworks, Freshdesk is our flagship product, right? So Help Desk is our flagship product. So we have to see with what is the product gap that we are not able to offer, but my partner is having it in well. So I am going to today offer a customer engagement, customer experience to my audience. So there, my customer may ask a social listening tool. Today, I have a native integration that with WhatsApp, chat, I have with Twitter, everything I have. But if
Yeah.
they want a social listening tool to constantly monitor and give me stats and pick up the keywords from there and everything, there is a partner called Connect Insights who is good in social listening. So when we have an integration together to a customer, it is easy to pitch. When we can say like, hey, I am a help desk. I have my omni-channel experience through all these channels, and I have a partner called Connect Insights. If you deploy this integration along with my product, you will get the complete customer experience. This will delight your customer experience. And if I add one more partner called SurveyMonkey, who is a CSAT partner, who will take feedback from the customer, right? So from help desk to social listening to feedback after resolving a ticket from
So you
feedback,
have
like
a
you are
complete
in a solution. So you have to
yeah.
choose your right partner by defining your product gap, the same target personas. And another thing is geography. For instance, for us, Latin America. There you need to have a local language partner, a partner who's closer to the customer. That is another thing you go and approach a partner. For example, in India, we have CTA as a gap, cloud telephony as a gap. So Nolarity or Avaya kind of partners are there to fill that gap for us. Though in US we have Freshcaller, but in India we don't have. Middle East we don't have. So we have Zivo kind of partners coming in. So this is how we choose our partners. And similarly, partners choose us in this way. So here, obviously, when the need is mutual, and we are going after the same persona and trying to solve the same pain point of the audience, it automatically they will respond to you.
Got it. Got it. Makes sense. I think if both the parties see the value in the integration and what they can do for the customer, I think it just makes total sense to like split the cost and just go behind the same customer.
Both leads
Yeah.
will be also split. They will promote to
Absolutely.
their customers. We will promote to their customers, joint prospects. So it is absolutely
Absolutely.
makes.
So this, I mean, the amount of depth that is there that you just mentioned in your answer makes it very clear that Freshworks does marketing really well. But I have a question. I have seen Freshworks do videos a lot in marketing, right? Using videos is something that not too many brands are comfortable. I mean, they are slowly experimenting, but Freshworks has been doing this for a long time. The amount of videos that the brand churns out is huge. I mean, for anybody who has seen the content from Freshworks, who follows Freshworks on YouTube and other channels, or even you would see like ads coming on your feed every now and then. I want to know, why does Freshworks believe so much in video? Why does Freshworks love to do video?
See, we in Freshworks, we are a video company, right? As you rightly mentioned, we strongly believe in video marketing and content marketing precisely. We have an in-house team for video creation, designing, content creation, because we believe in content creation. And today, the world is moving in videos, right? More than 1 billion of hours of content every day is being consumed, according to a survey of YouTube. So it is very, very important, like for a product company, for anybody selling app or software, especially, to create explainer videos for their customers to communicate their use cases. It is very, very important. Otherwise, see, today if you do one joint one pager or value prop brochure, it is very difficult to make somebody read that brochure and understand. Rather, anybody's attention span is too low today. Within a 10-second, you need to get into their head. So video is the right thing to do so. And we have seen tremendous success through that. We do various kind of videos in Freshworks, like testimonial videos, because we believe that customers need to come and advocate, right? More than 90% of your online purchase depends on the reviews. They read the reviews and do. So it becomes a standard practice. So it is very important to convert your customers as your advocate. So our customer success team and customer marketing team did an amazing job in, you can go to website or anywhere and type so much of customer testimonial videos we would have made. That has actually helped us a lot. So whenever we go to your new customers, obviously we will show that testimonial customer. That helped our conversion more, 50% more conversion, obviously, because everybody wants to know, like, what is your experience, right? Even today you're buying something in Amazon, you will see the reviews, 100 things, what you have. It becomes part of us. 90% of us does that. It's a proven fact.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
apart from that, if you see, we have explainer videos for everything, because as I told, no, every now and then in a SaaS product or a SaaS industry, a new feature will get launched. And it is very important to communicate the features benefit to our customer or how to use that feature. And similarly to the future customers whom we are going to do. Video is the best thing to do so. Again, right, a short videos, a 2D animation videos, or a screen casting videos will help you to do that. Tons and tons of videos we are having in that way. And obviously we wanted to establish ourselves as a thought leader in the industry which we are in. So if you see a lot of thought leadership content we have done, especially in this pandemic times, we have never pitched our products. Rather, we have done a lot of thought leadership videos coming into, and creative ads, creative explainer ads, which really work for us.
Right.
If you, if possible, just recently, if those who don't know, I'm sure everybody knows Freshworks, but if you don't know
Right.
Freshworks, we are into customer engagement suite, we are into employee experience suite, we are into IT experience suite, we are into products like help desk, IT help desk, customer help desk, fresh chat, chatting, chat and AI based bots we are into. So we are coming up with HR tools, project management tools, so many, name any 360-degree customer life cycle support software will be there into. To give you an example, how it is really important for us is a recent ad of Fresh Chat. If you could play that, we can discuss more on that.
For sure. For sure. For anybody who is living under a rock, who doesn't know what Freshworks does, or for that matter, the product called Fresh Chat, here's the ad.
Stop. Yeah. Stop. Ouch. Think about what you're doing. I mean, you wouldn't ignore customers in a real store. So stop doing it online. Start conversations with your online window shoppers. Deliver delightful, personal experiences. It's time for a fresh start. Fresh Chat. Run your business on messaging.
See, this is one creative explainer ad, right, Pranav? Because today, especially in this situation, obviously online business has picked up like anything, but today, in many ways, for a safe purchase, anyway, anybody prefers online. But how will you give the same customer experience to them? This ad just explains you, right, how your employees can give the same customer experience via chat. So anybody who don't know easily can understand this and
Yeah,
pick up the
it's so
30
beautifully picked.
seconds.
I think they picked the right example of a person walks into your store and how you will not let them like alone.
Ignore.
You would actually try and help them out when somebody is trying to look for something. You would try and understand their problem and try to show something that you already have that suits their need. I think such a beautiful example that you've taken and translated into the story. So really well done with
We
that
crossed
ad.
almost 1.5 million views in less than a month, just like that,
Wow.
and it's still counting. So that is the power of video, right?
Right.
Organically you can reach so much of your viewers with
Right.
very less cost. That's the power of the video. So why will we not adapt video as a strategy? That
Absolutely.
answers your question.
I think, see, you mentioned a bunch of video types that Freshworks does. I think all these communications are directed towards three different stakeholders, is what I feel.
Yeah,
One is like potential customers that you want to target. So that's, I mean, the common conception about marketing. Like it's to acquire new customers. Yes. Two is to also communicate to your existing customers, keep them engaged, because I think it's very obvious to it's easier to get more business from your existing customers than like sign up new customers. So the cost of acquisition is really less. Or I mean, if you retain them for a longer period, it's so much more better than finding new customers every time, like you said. And the third stakeholder, which is also very important, is your internal sales team, or even your other employees. Right? You have to also constantly communicate about your values, about your processes, and things like that, and also about your own products. Like oftentimes when there's a new employee who's onboarded, or if there's a new product which is launched and that is yet to be brought to the market, and how will you position it in the market, what will you say when you're going to sell to your customers? These are things that you have to communicate to your internal teams. So I think I see that you've covered a lot of these use cases. But I would like to go a little more into the detail to try and understand what are the other use cases, or what are all the use cases that you've seen, and what kind of videos have you produced yourself in your role. And I mean, we've also seen Freshworks creating a lot of videos in general. But here's something that I want to know, in your role, which is partner marketing. How do you use video in particular?
Got it. So you answered part of my answer in your question itself, right? Because first thing is first my stakeholder is sales team. Because as you rightly said, explain making them to understand how to pitch the product use case is something, but how to pitch the integration use case. When you have to pitch an integration to your customer, what kind of integration will suit your customer in which situation? It is as I told, no, there are thousands of integrations we are having. So how will you get to know which kind of integration will fit your customer need? So educating your internal stakeholders play a key role, right? Because they are the face of your company to your customer. So again, as I said, we have initially started creating a lot of one pager, did so much of things, was conducting quiz and trying to make them read. It never worked that much. But when we tried doing small use cases video, for instance, one type of video we did, 90s kids, lot of Super Mario and all they will play, right? So something in video gaming format we tried, like the power of partnerships, how Mario and his brother comes together and solve a problem, right? Similarly, we made all the video games format, 90s pop music, and we tried explaining the power of integration. That worked, right? So we created a lot of such videos and explained how that will help, either in terms of animation format, 2D animation format, or screen casting format. And then the same video cannot be used externally, because that audience is different. Here you are teaching how to pitch your customer. There you are directly telling them how this integration is going to use. Again, for me, that again split into three categories. How I'll tell. One is, how will I communicate to my partners' customers? How will I communicate to my customers? How we will both communicate to our joint prospects. So the story will vary in all three. So for one use case integration, I have to make 4 videos with the 4 different. So in that way, we use lot of video. For example, Avaya is our CTA partner, the cloud telephony partner. How Freshworks and Avaya works. One video, if you could play, I can explain from there, like
For sure.
how that explained video works. So this is one example, right, Pranav, where we tried explaining them how you can how your customer can communicate through you via WhatsApp, and how they can choose different medium of communication they wanted to communicate with you. In case if they wanted to talk to you, how Avaya will be helping them to immediately pick up that and talk with all the history, whichever they have already chatted with you. So this is something very, very easy for any prospects to understand, right? Both for Avaya customers, our customers. So somebody is owning Avaya, it is easy for them to adapt our integration. Somebody who is already having Freshworks, it is easy to adapt Avaya integration for them. And also for joint prospects. This is something we have used screencasting technique here because it is easy to do the multimedia format, right? Music, photos, everything can come. So this is one example how we use.
Yeah. I think like you said, you use the screen recording format here. It's I mean, what it does is also shows the actual product here. So I'm not anymore guessing how it's going to look like. What's the user interface going to be like? What's the experience going to be like? It's right in front of me, so I don't have to go leave my email address, wait for a rep to
Demo
call
to
me,
come.
and then give me a demo and all that. Here's a quick video. You can have a look. If you like it, then we can talk. Right? It's that
Correct.
easy. Yeah, superb. So I think also what this kind of formats tell us is that I think the storytelling is very important. We always associate videos with large costs. We think
Correct.
videos are very expensive to make, but often I think storytelling trumps production value. Whether it is a screen recording video, whether it is a animation video, whether it's a ad that you shoot. Today, I think the beauty of technology is that you have such a powerful camera in your pocket. You carry your own smartphone. You can shoot amazing videos on that. You just have to know a little bit here and there. So it's also important that how you use the technology. That's true, but then the power is already there in your hands, right? So it's the accessibility is there. It always is important that you focus on telling the right story and not only worry about large production value. Yes, often you have to do large budget, large production value videos as well. But then if you categorize your marketing efforts and your video efforts in particular, and say that okay, I'm going to allot so much amount of money for videos, and then split that according to the different types of videos that you want to do. I think having that clarity is very important rather than
Correct.
just saying that hey, we'll produce a big ad or a TV commercial and play it everywhere and it's all going to work out. So you need to start creating content in silos, in smaller
You don't need
buckets.
Virat Kohli every time, right? Virat Kohli or Anushka coming every time, right?
Cannot. I mean, I understand why brands do that. I mean, it's an easier route to take when you put a famous face out there. It's very difficult to tell good stories and make great videos without putting an influencer or a known face. But then that's, I mean, if you can crack that, I think you can unlock gold, right? If you because
Correct.
your dependency, you don't have dependency on big faces or so your costs go down tremendously. If you have the right people working on videos, I think you can do really well. So I think coming to the point, like I just mentioned, that always it's not always important that you have large budgets, and this is typically the problem that most SMEs face. Right? You are working at Fresh Chat, you're working at Freshworks, and I'm sure Freshworks is well funded to invest as much as they would like to in videos. But then if there is a B2B SaaS company that is starting out, or maybe is just about to hit scale, and they're not yet experimented. So the entry barrier, as per me, is not a lot. If you could uh, plan properly, if you could choose the right creative partner, right? Whether a lot of people have their own in-house teams, they have connections with agencies, they have freelancers. Uh, a lot of different models are possible. These are different things. Like coincidentally, this is a position where I can also talk about Guch. Again, what we are building is a market network. It's a best of all these worlds put together. I think it's absolutely important that you get hold of the right partner and make use of what you have, the resources that you have, and produce the best output. Right? Tell me, like, how can SMEs make good videos? What kind of videos are a must-have for a new B2B SaaS product?
See, as you rightly said, it's not always they need to worry about the production value, right? They need to have the good story. They need to have the right pain points identified first, right? And that doesn't mean they need to come down from their class also. So the class can be maintained if they have a right person doing the video for them in the lower cost. So all the SMEs need to do is to communicate the pain points, because it is, see, majority of the B2B marketing, you are not talking to the consumer directly, not like somebody wanting chocolate or somebody tempting of biscuit or somebody want a toothpaste, you're not a tooth pain they have and you're talking about that. It is something like first you're helping them to identify the pain point. Many will not even know that pain point is existing, so first you need to communicate the pain point to them. Then you need to introduce who you are and how you're resolving that pain. So that story is important, and you cannot keep that story for 10 minutes, right? As I earlier mentioned, that within 5 seconds you need to make that impact. So make that kind of video and make your community to share that videos first. You need to have your own organic communities to make that video go around. And obviously, just like word of mouth, right? It will pick up from there. Maybe an example which I loved, your company has produced for origami, right? Which I personally like. If you could play that, whatever I told it, ditto, it will be there in that video.
Awesome. I'll like that.
For every business, the only real constant is change. And with change comes complexity. Every organization today uses some form of information management tools to increase efficiencies and simplify business processes. However, different teams within the organization end up using different tools, and data is often scattered into various data silos. While the existing tools in the market are certainly helpful, if there is a need to customize the tool, it takes lots of time and money to code and make these changes. And that's where Origami comes in. Origami is a SaaS cloud-based platform that allows companies to build their own custom information systems without having to use a single line of code. Whether you need a system to manage your teams, workflows, projects, CRM, HRM, Origami has ready-to-use templates for all of these, which you can further modify as well.
See,
Right. So,
whatever I told, in the order it is already there, right? First you spoke about the pain point, first of all. Immediately in 5-10 seconds, I'm able to understand that what pain point you're talking about, various SaaS tools every company is using. That has been conveyed. The other specialty about this video is you never showed the interface, but you have communicated that, the pictorially that origami means, how they are able to, bring that customization, right? And you use a lot of vibrant colors and shapes and size, so that you will not feel like coming out of the video. You will tend to see. And so the pain point is explained very clearly. And then they are introducing the company and how they are doing, right? All happened in less than a minute video with a very vibrant this thing. This is what I said. SMEs need to first find a right, agency or a freelancer, anybody which you are bringing in, right, who will understand your storyboard properly and translate it. It's like a movie only. Somebody will be good in, narrating the story, but when you see in the picture, they will not, be presenting it properly. Somebody can present the story extremely well. Without a story also, it will be so engaging, right? So it should be in such a way. You need to really, really get a right person. That is what SME need to do, and the right storyboard on the place. This video is a perfect example. Kudos to you guys. You rocked it.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you could see what we were going for here, and I hope that we were able to achieve that well through this video. Again, it was very interesting. Again, I personally, having been a part of the team that put this together, we had a bunch of guch pros who were I think experts at what they do. They were brought together so that we could optimize this video. Again, the main problem that Origami was facing is that they had like a budget constraint. Typically, these explainer videos are expensive in the market. If you look at larger agencies and all, they charge anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000 for making a video, and they had a budget constraint because they were really early stage. And I think Guch really came to their rescue, and like the whole idea, like you also identified, was to keep somebody engaged through the video. It's not ideal to show them the entire product throughout the video.
Correct.
So the whole idea was to it was beautifully brought in, where origami also means the art of paper folding.
Correct.
So we use those visuals, and it is just like the proof is in the pudding. I think it's got very good response for origami. It's helped them in their business use case as well. So we at Guch are really like glad that we could play a important part in their journey. So I mean, that coming to now large enterprises, I think we've spoken enough about small and medium enterprises. Now coming to large enterprises, I mean, most of the times these products, I mean, have been around for a while. People know about them, etc. So not all of them have the need to talk about their product. So they can actually afford to do other sorts of videos, right? Whether it is thought leadership, whether it is stories on customer, they can talk about high level branding and the vision, etc. And I'm talking about likes of Google, etc. They don't have to explain their product. They can simply take a high level position and say that, hey, with a little help of Google, you can do a lot of amazing things. That's the
Correct.
kind of campaign that they do. Please tell me, what do you have to say on this, like especially the thought leadership part of this video content, and what are the initiatives that, say, a Freshworks has taken in this particular domain?
See, as I told you already, we do a lot of thought leadership campaigns, right? One campaign, I will explain a couple of campaigns, like especially in the pandemic situation. When the pandemic struck, we did a lot of thought leadership content in various formats of videos explaining the BCP. Because nobody expected that, right? Still, I remember the day when they said work from home for next 2 weeks. I thought maximum it will go for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Still, I'm sitting at home, right? Nobody thought that. So it was a shock. Suddenly, everything. Today, I recruited my team completely online, outbounded online, and I'm interacting with them every time. Not even once I met them personally so far. So everything is new, right? Nobody is used to this. So everybody was panicked. How will I run my business without interruption? So Freshworks did a lot of thought leadership content for our community on BCP. For instance, Girish Matrabudam came along with his Flow CEO, as well as ChargeBee CEO, and we did a big webinar talking about how to resume to work and how to not make this disinterpret the customer experience, how they seamlessly can do the BCP without pitching any of the products of any of the brands, right? This is only helping them. And another favorite campaign of mine is, which I'm personally involved, is Adapt series. Which we did, when you get a time, you can Google and check the Adapt series of Freshworks. Huge list of playlists. You can see the industry leaders, especially the tech partnerships, like company like Slack, Microsoft, AWS, SurveyMonkey, GitGuru, kind of big partners. CEOs and senior directors, we have brought them, and they have told how they are running their companies in BCP. What all the initiatives they have taken to ensure that this pandemic didn't interrupt their workflows. So that helped industry people to adapt the best practices and move forward. And another important recent campaign which we launched is Happy Sales Culture. Here we have nothing to do with CRM, but completely on the sales team, right? We have picked up our own sales leaders, partner sales leader, industry sales leaders to come and share how they are keeping the happy sales culture, and especially in this virtual conditions, how to keep the motivation level high of the people. And it's received a huge success. I'm sure in one of your future episode, you're going to host Abhishek GP from one of my colleague, right? So he will be talk more about this campaign. Fantastic initiative he has done. Today, I'm seeing a lot of lookalike campaigns like this in the market from competition, right? So the thought leader, we have established ourselves as a thought leader in that spaces. Amazing content is available for us. You can go through a lot of content we have.
Absolutely. I've seen some of these videos, and I was talking to Abhishek, like you just mentioned. We are going to be hosting Abhishek next week on the Mad Over Videos podcast, and I hope to bring this up on that chat as well.
I'm sure
But
you will enjoy. He is a content
I,
guy.
I know I've already been connected to him. We've been exchanging texts on WhatsApp. We found a common love for music. He plays mridangam and he sings. I play tabla and cajon and things like
Good.
that. It's like, so we're bonding on a different level. So I'm really looking forward to that particular episode.
So you
But
both
then
are going to do some music, show
I
that
hope
day as
not.
well.
I hope not. I'm totally out of practice, so I hope not. But then I think offline we will definitely try and jam whenever
Yeah.
we get a chance to meet. But that brings me again. See, like we just connected and bonded right now. I think businesses happen with people, right? I mean, it's I mean emotions drive businesses, right? And I know a lot of brands who don't pay attention to this, but there are a few brands who do this really, really well.
Really.
What is the first name that comes to your mind when it comes to a brand that does emotion videos really well?
Nike,
Oh,
right?
fantastic! Like, no doubt. I think if you had not said that, I would have definitely vouched for Nike. I think brilliant examples that
Brilliant.
the kind of videos that they do, etc. What do you like in particular from that has come out of Nike?
Can we play that video so that I can exactly tell you which I like?
For
If
sure.
you,
I think you picked up one ad from Nike that will
yeah,
play right now.
so that I
Sure.
can tell more about that video, what I like.
No one's ever come back from 3-1. An agonizing defeat.
Down 5-1.
We've all been underestimated and counted out. In those moments, we felt like it was over.
It's not looking good for Rafa. Nadal's
But it's when we're given no chance
What could Osaka be thinking right now?
that we somehow found that last bit of strength to keep fighting.
Running down to see if he's okay.
And then we did what no one thought we could, not even ourselves. We came back from the impossible,
Is over 52 years.
from being broken. We found a way when it seemed hopeless.
Patriots have come roaring back. It's incredible.
We came back when we should have been long forgotten.
Turn to play.
And we did it time and time again. Right now, we're fighting for something much bigger than a win or championship. But if we learn anything from sports, is that no matter how far down we may be, we are never too far down to come back.
See, I need not even explain what I like in this video. Everybody knows. They have not pitched the product anywhere. Though it's a sports video, anybody can relate to it, right? From a person who failed in 10th standard to a CEO who had a heavy loss in the company because of a bad decision, right? All of us will have that down point sometime. We would have always think that I could have done that better. Oh my God, I lost it. So, but how we are picking ourselves and running, right? That is something very, very important, right? All of us have that one down point, but how we pick ourselves up and how we are coming back so strongly. That I am back is something, very powerful, right? So that has been emotionally told, very intimately, being explained in this video. So that kind of connect. So anybody think about Nike will feel that, hey, I'm using the product means obviously, I will be a strong person. So it is indirectly communicating that emotional bond it is having with the users of the brand. So that kind of connect you need to do with your community whom you are trying to serve. So without talking about the product, this is the power of emotional video, if you ask me.
Absolutely. I mean, one of my favorite campaigns that they've done is the greatness campaign. It's about how everybody has greatness hidden within them. It's just about finding it. You don't need an audience. You don't need special powers. You don't need to be gifted. You just need to be at it and chase your dreams, and that's how greatness is achieved. So, I mean, they don't pitch their product. They don't talk about the word Nike anywhere.
Anywhere.
And that's the power of branding as well, right? Just that one swoosh, and you know that it's Nike, right? It's the
177 million views, right? It crossed, if I'm right.
Yeah,
crazy, right? That's the power of
the conviction, right? I think doing videos like this, it needs conviction from somebody out there. I think years back would have taken that decision that, hey, let's try this out. Let's not go out and sell shoes in this ad. Let's try out something like this. And that worked. And then I think a lot of people know that, okay, now it has worked, so we can try more of it. But then the first person would have taken that. Yeah, I think it's very important to do something like that. That also brings me like what the importance of the people behind the brand. It also brings me to the fact that when you're talking about technology products, right? I mean, eventually it's a software code that runs in the background and things happen on the screen. But you know what? Like when I really look at it, it's somebody's brain, somebody's emotions, somebody's values who have brought that product together for you, right? And oftentimes, like you know that, okay, you're doing business with a real person on the other side, so you want to connect with that. You want to ensure that you're sort of buying from people that you can trust. You're buying from people that you can relate with. So it's very important to also know the people that are behind the product. And I think like especially company culture videos actually help doing that, right? I want to ask you about your culture video initiatives. I have the video here. I'd like to play that first, and maybe you can tell me a lot about what went behind making it, and then we can take it from there.
Sure.
लाइफ हो आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल होठों को करके गोल होठों को करके गोल सीटी बजा के बोल लाइफ हो आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल होठों को करके गोल होठों को करके गोल सीटी बजा के बोल मुर्गी का जाने अंडे का क्या होगा अरे लाइफ मिलेगी या तवे पे फ्राई होगा कोई न जाने अपना फ्यूचर क्या होगा होठ घुमा सीढ़ी बजा के बोल भैया अरे भैया अरे चाचू अरे भैया
I miss going to office here.
I'm still growing to the song.
I miss going to office now badly.
So tell me more about this video. Like,
I'm
what
not
made you
exaggerating. This is how we generally will be. Not like dancing all the time, but it will be very vibrant. You can see the office atmosphere, right? Because Girish believes happy employees make happy customers. So our culture code is happy work environment. We sincerely believe in that. We do. Because when you're, there is a famous saying your grandmother and all will tell, right? While cooking, you need to cook with happiness. When you're, always it happens still in my home. When somebody falls not feeling well, they will ask, hey, who is cooking? If they're cooking with some grief in their mind, you may tend to fall sick. It's a custom which thinks it's true sometimes, right? The energy comes out of. So who is doing the work, the finished product? Who are the people behind that? How happy they are. So obviously the product will also be happy and the service also will be happy. So it is very important to display your company culture in two ways. First, to know that your customers can be assured and they should feel that I wanted to be part of the organization. They need to tear the screen and come inside and be part of the organization, right? That's the like every month we are receiving some 7,000 applications from people. And every time I interview, first thing they will say is Freshworks. I want to be in Freshworks. I'll be like, why? Why Freshworks? Everybody, I see that excitement in them because we create that culture and we communicate it outside. And once again, the power of videos. Like the happiness has been so well shown here. So it is very important for company to adapt culture videos and have culture initiatives going on. In fact, one more video, when you're free, you can see our former CMO would have danced for a Darbar Rajni song. In a very, even better than Rajni would have danced. So this is all something, displaying the happiness we face every time.
Correct, correct. So I think we've spoken about how important it is to show the people behind the product and talk about them. But it's, I think, even more important that you talk about your customers. You
Correct.
you show real people who use your product. You show real stories of impact
Correct.
that your product has made. And there's nothing better when a customer talks uh, good about your product. Like a customer praises your product, and somebody who's actually looking to buy can then connect with, okay, this is a company that something like me, and they have used this particular product, and then I mean it might really be useful for me. So I think testimonials and case study videos are very important. Just for the uninitiated, I think a lot of people do also confuse between these two types of videos. So I'd like to
Correct.
also bring out the difference between a testimonial and a case study. Testimonial typically says like talks about nice things about your product, but a case study actually talks about the entire story. What is the problem? How did you solve it? And then a testimonial is a part of case study. So it's a subset of a case study video. So that's for people who might have not known this. But please tell me about like a customer testimonial. I think I've seen a bunch of them on your website and your YouTube channel, etc. And we've played already a couple of videos from Freshworks already. I'd like you to tell me about this video that you have picked and why you picked this video. Again, another brand that produces and believes strongly in video content and does it really, really well is Apple. And then you picked this video. So should I play it first and then you want to talk me through it?
Play then.
My name is Michael Jackson. I'm from Duluth, Minnesota. And my dad's name was also Michael Jackson. And he's older than the famous one, so I like to say we got it first. I have what's called spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy. I was born premature. My family is very important to me. I like to call my mom Super Mom. She was a nurse, and she still is a nurse to this day, even though she doesn't have her license anymore. You never lose that, and she's a great mom. One day, I started to feel a little bit off. A short while later, I actually woke up from a notification on my Apple Watch that said that my heart rate was above what my limit was for a period of rest. And when I got to the ER, it was determined that I had sepsis. In times like that, it's really scary because you don't know what's going on and what's going to happen. So the Apple Watch really helped mitigate the risk that I was facing. I've always admired Apple, but I've never thought that I would have ever admired Apple for potentially saving my life, because that's what the watch did.
Amazing ad, right? So this is something why I picked this ad, I need not even explain. So because Apple, everybody will associate as luxury, right? Even when they launch this watch, people will think, why I need to know heart rate, why I need to know everything. But this one video made you to think it's necessity, right? And also picking up a right customer, and the way he explained, it would have brought tears in anybody eyes, right? When I saw first, it was so moving. And Apple is best in doing this, but it is very nice to know that a product is saving somebody's life, right? So, and it has been, that person is so thankful to Apple, and he's coming and advocating in that way. So here the emotional quotient is there, the product value, how it helped them is there. You name any element of the ad, whichever we spoke till now, everything will be there in this ad. Amazing. piece of customer testimonial. If I anytime need to have a benchmark like that, definitely I would be taking that as a benchmark video that you need to come up with.
Very interesting. I think this also brings memories of another testimonial video that I had done long time back. I think where we shot about and it was not just acting as a testimonial. It was actually displaying the culture of this particular workplace. And oftentimes when you see a culture video, it's going to be all fun. It's going to be people dancing, things like that. And this video that we produced was with this restaurant called Echoes. Echoes is a chain of restaurants. Rather, there's one in Kormangla, Bangalore. There's one in I think Delhi. Uh, and the unique concept is that every server in the restaurant is somebody who cannot hear, somebody who cannot talk, right? So it's, I mean, it's
I
so
think I've
touching.
seen. Yeah, I think I've
It's
seen
so
this
good.
video.
I mean, even today when I look at it, I feel so proud to have done that, and I remember making so many friends with these people, and they even after the video was done and put out, I think I continue to receive messages from them, and it was beautiful. I think these videos, I think when they touch a certain chord in your heart, I think they can do wonders. You don't have to really talk about, hey, this is the technology behind the product, this is the security features that we have, whatever. Just talk about a story, and if that connects, that's enough, right?
Correct.
Beautiful. I think coming to the point, we've spoken about a lot of types of videos, right? And this is proof that videos are exploding. Brands who haven't really boarded the video train, they're missing out. If they haven't,
Correct.
they have to start doing it right now. Uh, and also, what it has done is today it has become a necessity. Nobody can look at it as a luxury. It's a good to have thing. It's a must have for everybody. And as I've already mentioned previously, that videos are becoming accessible. Videos, I mean, earlier used to be a very difficult task to produce a video with like large cameras and things like that. Today, you have a smartphone, you can do a video on that. You could put pictures together and make a video. You could just record your something that you say and do a video out of it. What we're doing today is actually having a nice conversation, and this is a video, right? And we're going to
Right.
cut this out into smaller pieces and ship more videos. So it's so easy to make. I think people, brands don't understand. uh, Tell me whether you agree to this or not, or do you have a different idea about this?
No,
And I hope you don't.
no, I completely agree. See, according to Cisco, 82% by 2022, 82% of the consumer traffic will be driven through videos, which is
Right.
15 times higher than 2017, right? And
Wow.
similarly, some 83% of marketers are shifting their reliance towards video. And similarly, this is according to a Forrester report. And
Right.
similarly, according to HubSpot, about 72% of people likes to learn about any product use cases through videos. So, with all these facts from the major companies, why will I ever disagree with you? And as you rightly said, there are a lot of platforms, right? Like you guys, Vimeo, a lot of platforms are there today. The cost of making video is coming down. And all you need, apart from the aesthetic, is the powerful story and what you wanted to communicate to your customer and how the story, and you need to pick up the right person to put the storyboard and production in place and choose the right kind of video which will suit your type of organization and your type of customer. And you need
Absolutely.
to do video marketing. You're forced because, see, earlier I started my career with traditional companies, right? They will
Yeah.
not listen to video marketing. They will be always thinking like, okay, Sandhya, if I do a video, how much of revenue you're promising? Why I should? Even I put 5,000, will I get 50,000 back? Then I will put my $1. And these kind of questions today that you cannot ask. So you have to do, if you have to make your first dollar, you have to do your video. We are into that situation. I don't think, as you rightly said, they're not even missing the bus. They are not even in the game if they are not into video marketing, if you ask me.
Yeah, yeah. But like you said, you also mentioned the positives of doing it. You brought up a very important point of uh, doing it right, right? Because for most companies and people out there who might be watching, this is the biggest challenge, right? Getting return for every dollar. So
Correct.
it is also important that you spend your dollars correctly before you decide to bring returns on on that dollar that you have spent. So you have to be smart about it. You have to understand that you've given that responsibility to spend that dollar in the right hands, right?
Correct.
What are the challenges that you have faced at Freshworks when it comes to making videos? I think you've operated in different models. You have your own creative team. I think you were telling me that you have about 30 odd people in your creative team in general. A bunch of them do video, a bunch of them do design, etc.
Designing.
But you also have worked with freelance creators. You've also worked with agencies to create ads, etc. What have been the typical challenges that you face? I think that might help a lot of other people who might be watching to try and understand what are these intrinsic problems with these three different models: working with freelancers, working with agencies, working with internal teams.
See, on a general, okay, instead of going like with whom what challenges I have, and a general, I would say it's not like every time I face this challenge, but sometimes we will come across this challenge. You will have something in mind. You are not a creative to say that, hey, first frame I want this, second frame you want this, third frame. So you will put your storyboard in the way you are able to communicate, right? And how it has been understood by the other person and how it is coming out as an output is always a challenge. Something we will have in our mind, something they will understand, and something will come as an output. So it is common. So this challenge everybody will be facing. So you need to have a right video person in place. So who will come up with creative ideas? So he just need to ask like what you wanted to communicate, who is your audience, and what you're trying to do, and they need to come up with the concept. That is a challenge. So most of the times when you try to give the complete storyboard and ask them to do only the production, yes, you will not get the output what you wanted, right? So according to me, that is the biggest challenge. So getting the right story is different, as I always told. Sometimes when you hear as a story, it will be so good, like novel translating into movie, right? Novel will be so good, and in the movie you will be wondering what crap they have taken here, right? No, they will say the same story, yeah, the same story, only what you told only I have taken. So there comes the difference. The person who's making the video makes the difference. Either it's been a freelancer or an agency or in-house team. That is very, very, very important.
Yeah, I think this also allows me to do shamelessly like plug in another of my own company. Another section is like the creative partner that we have at Guch. I think that is the true resemblance of a creative partner is the true resemblance of the person that you define. He or she has to understand what message has to be portrayed, has to understand the small intricacies of the product, etc. What are the features? How do they affect this particular customer's journey or their business outcomes? And then put together a storyline and a storyboard that actually like communicates it to a layman as well. Because oftentimes then not this problem happens if a project or a creative project is led by a marketer who doesn't understand creative, and things can go wrong because they are too biased about their product, so they'll keep on telling about their product and they don't understand that maybe the other person on the other side who's watching this is possibly not able to get what
What
they
you
get,
are creating.
right? It's very important that you solve their problem and get out of the way. Don't talk a lot about yourself. Don't talk a lot about your product. Tell them what problem you're solving and how you're solving it. That's enough.
That's
So
enough.
uh, I think we've like understood what is that importance of that creative partner, And at Guch, we have such people who've been solving, like I think the same problem for a bunch of our clients, and everybody's happy with the kind of like work that we've done. But I also want to bring out this question uh, that I think, you've spent, I think, a decade in marketing, right? You told me how you've grown from doing a lot of BTL activities to coming to above the line, top of the funnel marketing initiatives, right? And how you evolved as a marketer. So most often than not, marketing is about learning. Marketing is about adapting and implementing new things, right? Because something that you've tried and tested today might not work tomorrow or day after, right? It's a completely evolving game, especially with video. It's quite new, so you have to keep learning. Okay, what's working, what's not working. Different platforms, different formats, different types of storytelling. All these things keep changing. So, I mean, personally, I like to learn from people around me, people who are doing the same thing but are doing it better,
Better.
right? And there's so much to learn from their mistakes. It's so much better to learn from somebody else's mistakes than doing them yourself. I mean, of course, you are encouraged to do mistakes and learn, but then it's also more easier when you learn from somebody else's mistakes. And of course, like from their successes, you can also try and implement similar things which have worked out. Like we said, we've spoken about Nike, etc., where somebody started that format, and then once it saw success, everybody else tried doing that. Tell me the names of marketers, if you can name a few, from whom you like to learn, the kind of people that you look up to in among your peers.
Sure. See, Survey Monkey is one of our strong partner. In fact, Leela Srinivasan, the CMO, right? I'm so impressed about her because she designed that. Because I worked with the marketing team of Survey Monkey, the unified team she created, and she brought up that belonging and inclusion template, which will help any company to build their culture. And the way they are structured, and they will have calendar for next 3 quarters, in a very structured way. So that is something I admire from Leela Srinivasan. A big shout out to her for that. And obviously a women leader, I'm so proud of. Again, don't think me I'm biased because I'm keep on giving all women leaders name I'm going to give now, because
Absolutely not. I think more the better.
okay.
More the merrier.
So another new company, right? Okay, Cupid. This is a dating app similar to Tinder. If those who don't know the company, so when this pandemic struck and everything lockdown, everything happens, right? It's a dating app, but they have boldly come up with virtual dating idea. They have brought up the campaign stated that how it is important to connect virtually, and the virtual dating concept. It was so bold a move. Melissa did that. So a huge shout out to her also. And another important person whom I follow is Anne from Adobe. Her recent campaign, if you see, Honor Heroes. So she overseen this campaign. She told her creative community to do a artwork for their personal heroes during the pandemic, which was really impressive. So these three, I would say the top three, which I follow and admire.
I think if we anybody who's listening and watching, if you're not following these people, please go find out about their work, find their profiles, hit them up, tell them about how good work that they are doing, and send them your best wishes. I think we've already crossed our
Harith.
timing for the podcast by 10 minutes, and I did not realize. I think it's 10 minutes past the actual deadline that we had already set. We had agreed to finish this in 1 hour, but then I think we both enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed it a lot. Like, thank you so much for taking time out to do this, Scindia. I'm really glad you could make it. And there's so much to learn from you. There's so much to learn from the work that you've done. I personally seen some of these videos, and I can vouch for the kind of work that you're doing at Freshworks and your team. And I'm happy that more people from Freshworks have also agreed to come on the Mad Over Videos podcast, starting with Abhishek. And there's another person who I don't want to announce right now, but then there's another person already agreed to come as well. So we have a bunch of people from Freshworks sharing their learnings and insights with us in the upcoming episodes. And we also hope a lot other people from other companies and other spheres come and join and share their ideas. Let's go mad over videos together. So I think thank you again, once again, Scindia, for joining me. And we will be back with the next episode very soon.
Thank you, Pranav. I really enjoyed the conversation. I hope the audience also enjoy the conversation. I'm being very glad that I am the first person from Freshworks you have hosted, and you're reaching out to all my colleagues, and you're starting that this thing from me. I'm so happy and glad that you invited me, and I really enjoyed. Thank you, Pranav.
So I hope to stay in touch, and I hope that we get to work together on a few projects of yours. Right? Thank you so much, and see you soon.
Thank you, Pranav.